Opened my banking app for one small reason. I wanted to check if my paycheck had arrived. That was it. Nothing dramatic. I was standing in my kitchen, holding a cold cup of coffee, thinking about groceries, rent, and whether I had enough time to do laundry before dinner. Very normal. Very adult. Very boring. And then I saw it. Pending. $48.90. SQ Star Brookside. I stared at the screen. I blinked. I opened the transaction again. Same amount, same merchant name, same little word at the top. Pending. And my first thought was, not beautiful English. My first thought was, wait, what is this? Did I buy something? Did someone use my card? Is this a fee? Is this fraud? Why is my available balance lower than I expected? That is the moment we are practicing today. Not investing. Not complicated finance. Not how to choose the perfect bank. Today is much more practical. Today is the English you need when your banking app shows something strange and your brain suddenly gets very loud. The sentence I needed was not, I don't know this payment. That sounds like a direct translation and it is not quite natural. The sentence I needed was, say it with me, I don't recognize this transaction. One more time, slowly, I don't recognize this transaction. That line is calm. It is clear. It does not accuse anyone yet. It does not say, this is fraud. It just says the truth. I see money moving in my account, and I do not know what it is. Welcome to Pocket English Daily. I am Theo, and in this episode, I am going to walk you through one banking problem from start to finish, the strange transaction in the app. You will learn how to read the app, understand pending and posted, talk about your available balance, ask to freeze a card, ask about a fee, and protect yourself from fake messages asking for your verification code. By the end, you will be able to say a calm, 4-sentence report to the bank. Not perfect, not fancy, just clear enough to get help. So, phone in hand, app open, strange charge on the screen. Let's slow the moment down. Before we go deeper, I want to make one boundary very clear. This episode is language practice. It is not financial advice. Banks, rules, card protections, and deadlines can be different depending on your country, your bank, and your account. So today, I will not tell you what decision to make with your money. I will teach you the English to ask the right questions. Here is our route. First, we read the banking app. We do not panic. We read. Amount, date, merchant, status. Those 4 details matter. Second, we learn the difference between a transaction, a charge, a fee, and a payment. These words look similar, but they do different jobs. Third, we look at balance language, especially available balance. That phrase is everywhere in banking apps, and it is one of the easiest phrases to misunderstand. Fourth, we talk about the card itself. Is this on a debit card? Do I need to freeze it? Lock it? Replace it? Those verbs are small, but they can change the whole conversation. Fifth, we practice the bank support sentence. The one you can use in a phone call, a chat message, or at a branch. I'm calling because I don't recognize a transaction on my account. And finally, we take a calm, security pause. Because sometimes the scary part is not the transaction. It is the fake text message that comes after it. Your account has been blocked. Click this link. Read me the code. Move your money to keep it safe. We need simple English for that moment too. The goal is not to sound like a banker. The goal is to sound like a calm account holder, a person who can explain the problem, ask a question, and confirm the next step. Today, I want you to listen for one repeating pattern. Problem, status, action. Problem. I don't recognize this transaction. Status, it is still pending. Action, can you help me freeze my card temporarily? Say that rhythm with me. Problem, status, action. That rhythm will carry the whole episode. When you feel nervous, you do not need 10 perfect sentences. You need one clear problem, one clear status, and one clear action. So let's start where the problem starts, the screen. I'm looking at the app now. At the top, I see my account name. Under that, I see 2 numbers. One says current balance, another says available balance. Then below that, I see transaction history, all the money that has come in or gone out. And there it is again, Pending $48.90. SQ star Brookside. Before we decide what to do, we need 4 anchor words. 4 words only. If you understand these 4, the whole app feels less scary. Word 1, transaction. A transaction is any movement of money in your account. Money comes in, transaction. Money goes out, transaction. You buy coffee, transaction. You receive your salary, transaction. You transfer money to a friend, transaction. Repeat, transaction. Now in a sentence, I don't recognize this transaction. Word 2, charge. A charge is money taken for something. If a store, app, hotel, restaurant, or bank takes money from your card or account, you can say, I was charged, or I don't recognize this charge. Notice the sound, charged. It ends with a heavy consonant cluster, charged, not charge ed. Charged. Word 3, pending. Pending means started, but not final. The bank has seen the transaction, but it has not fully finished yet. In normal English, pending means waiting for a final decision or final step. In the app, pending means do not ignore it, but also do not assume you know the final result. Repeat, this transaction is pending. Word 4, posted. Posted means the transaction is final on the account. It has officially gone through. You might hear, has it posted yet? Or, it hasn't posted yet. Repeat, has it posted yet? Now let's put the 4 words together in one calm line. I don't recognize this transaction. Is it still pending or has it posted? Again, a little slower. I don't recognize this transaction. Is it still pending or has it posted? This is already B1 banking English. Not because the grammar is difficult, but because it is precise. You are not just saying, what happened? You are asking for the status of one specific transaction, and that is how we stay calm. We get specific. Now I tap the transaction. The app opens a detail screen. It shows the amount $48.90. It shows the date, today. It shows the status, pending. And it shows the merchant name, SQ star Brookside. Merchant. That is our next useful word. A merchant is the business or seller connected to the transaction. It might be a store, a restaurant, a delivery app, a website, a subscription, or sometimes a payment system name. And here is the annoying part. The merchant name in your banking app does not always look like the name you remember. You might buy a sandwich from a cafe called Brookside Coffee, but the app shows something strange, like SQ star Brookside, or BKSIDELLC, or Online Services 2387. That does not automatically mean fraud. It might be the real business name, the parent company, or the payment processor. So at this stage, I do not want to say, someone stole my money, I do not know that yet. I want a calmer sentence. This looks suspicious. I don't recognize the merchant name. Say it with me. This looks suspicious. I don't recognize the merchant name. Suspicious means it looks strange and may be unsafe, but you are not sure yet. Unauthorized means you did not allow it. Fraud means dishonest or illegal activity. These words are connected, but they are not the same. Let me say that again because it matters. Suspicious, it looks strange. Unauthorized, I did not allow it. Fraud, someone did something dishonest or illegal. In a real call or chat, start with the safest, clearest sentence. I don't recognize this transaction. If you are sure you did not make it, you can add, I don't believe I authorized this charge. But do not jump straight into dramatic language. You want the bank to understand the facts. Amount, date, merchant, status. Let's practice those details. The amount is $48.90. The merchant name is SQ star Brookside. It says pending. I don't recognize it. Now, one full report. The amount is $48.90. The merchant name is SQ star Brookside. It says pending and I don't recognize it. That is calm. That is useful. That is the kind of English that gets you help. Now, let's talk about the number that made me nervous. My available balance. When I first opened the app, I saw my balance and thought, wait, that is lower than I expected. But banking apps often show more than one balance. You might see current balance, present balance, ledger balance, or available balance. Different banks use slightly different words, but the useful idea is simple. Your available balance is the money you can probably use right now. Say that with me. Available balance. Again, available balance. The stress is on the first part of available, available balance. Your current balance may be the bigger picture of your account. Your available balance is the number you should look at before spending, because it may already include pending card purchases, holds, or other money that is not really free to use. Here is a simple example. Imagine your current balance says $500, but yesterday you used your card at a hotel and the hotel placed a temporary hold. Maybe the final charge is not posted yet, but the hold still reduces what you can use. So your available balance might be $400. You did not lose money. The bank is just showing that some money is not available right now. That is why this sentence matters. My available balance is lower than I expected. Repeat. My available balance is lower than I expected. And if you want to ask politely, could you explain why my available balance is different from my current balance? That is a longer B1 sentence. Let's break it. Could you explain why my available balance is different from my current balance? Altogether, could you explain why my available balance is different from my current balance? This is not just vocabulary. It is a protection sentence. Because if you only say, "Where is my money?" the conversation gets emotional fast. But if you say, "Could you explain why my available balance is different?" you sound calm and you invite the bank to explain. One more useful line. Is there a pending transaction affecting my available balance? Affecting means changing or influencing. The pending transaction may affect your available balance before it officially posts. So now, our problem is clearer. I do not recognize the transaction. It is pending. And my available balance is lower than I expected. That is enough information to move to the next step. Before we freeze the card, we need to clean up 4 money words that learners often mix together: transaction, charge, fee, and payment. Transaction is the big umbrella word. Any money movement in your account can be a transaction. Charge is money taken for a purchase, service, or account action. If a restaurant takes $30 from your card, that is a charge. If an app subscription takes money every month, that is a charge. If you see something strange, you can say, "I don't recognize this charge." Fee is more specific. A fee is money you pay because of a service, a rule, or sometimes a penalty. An ATM fee, a monthly maintenance fee, a foreign transaction fee, an overdraft fee. Fees are often small words on the screen, but they can make people very angry. And payment is money you send or pay. Rent payment, phone bill payment, card payment, card payment. A payment usually feels like something you choose to send, while a charge often feels like something taken from your card or account. Here is a common mistake. The bank took my money. I understand the feeling. I really do. But that sentence is too emotional and too unclear. A better sentence is, I was charged a fee. Repeat. I was charged a fee. Now add the type, I was charged an ATM fee. I was charged a monthly maintenance fee. I was charged a foreign transaction fee. I was charged an overdraft fee. Notice the grammar. We use the passive voice. I was charged, because the focus is not who did it. The focus is what happened to my account. If you want to ask a clear question, say, could you tell me what this fee is for? Again, could you tell me what this fee is for? That phrase, could you tell me what this fee is for? That phrase is one of my favorite survival phrases. I used it when I was asking about apartments. I use it when I do not understand a policy. And here, in banking, it works again. Could you tell me what this fee is for? If the problem is a fee, ask about the fee. If the problem is a charge, ask about the charge. If the problem is any money movement in the app, use transaction. That little difference makes your English cleaner immediately. Now, a quick survival word. Overdraft. Do not worry, we are not going into a deep finance lesson. You only need the simple idea. An overdraft can happen when you spend more money than you have available in your account, and the bank still lets the transaction go through. Depending on your bank and account, that can lead to a fee. The useful English is not complicated. I don't have enough money in my account. Repeat, I don't have enough money. Or after something happened. Declined means the payment did not go through. The card did not work for that purchase. If you are asking about a fee, you can say, was I charged an overdraft fee? Repeat. Was I charged an overdraft fee? And if you want to stay polite and curious, could you explain how this fee happened? Again, could you explain how this fee happened? Could you explain how this fee happened? Now, why does this matter in our strange transaction story? Because when my available balance is lower than I expected, I need to know whether it is because of a pending transaction, a fee, a hold, or something else. I do not want to guess. A hold is another small word you may see. A hold means the bank or merchant has temporarily set aside money. Hotels, gas stations, rental companies, and some restaurants may use holds. The final amount can be different later. So here is the calm question. Is this a charge, a fee, or a temporary hold? Say with me. Is this a charge, a fee, or a temporary hold? This is a very adult sentence. It shows you understand that not every strange number is the same kind of problem. But, and this is important, if you think your card details might not be safe, you do not need to wait until you understand every detail. You can protect the card first. That brings us to the card language. Charge in my app is connected to my debit card. Debit card. Let's make that difference simple. A debit card uses money from your bank account. It is your money now. A credit card uses borrowed money that you pay later. That is enough for today. We are not going into interest, credit scores, or which card is better. For this scene, the useful contrast is simple. Debit. My account money now. Credit borrowed money paid later. Repeat, this charge is on my debit. This charge is on my debit card. If you want to be more specific, this debit card is linked to my checking account. Some places say checking account. Some places say current account. The idea is the everyday account you use for spending, bills, transfers, and your debit card. A savings account is different. That is usually where you keep money you do not plan to spend every day. But in this episode, our main account is the everyday one, the account connected to the card. Now listen to these 3 card sentences. I paid with my card yesterday. I don't recognize this card charge. Authorize means allow. If you authorized a charge, you allowed it. If you did not authorize it, you are saying, I did not authorize it. You are saying, I did not give permission for this payment. Be careful with that word. Use it when it is true. If you simply do not remember the merchant name, say, I don't recognize it. If you are sure you might make the perks, say, I don't. Now let me check my memory. Brookside. Did I go to a place called Brookside today? I did buy lunch. But lunch was $14, not $48.90. I checked my receipt. Different name. Different amount. So now the sentence grows. This charge is on my debit card, and I don't believe I authorized it. Repeat slowly. This charge is on my debit card, and I don't believe I authorized it. That is stronger than I don't recognize it, but still calm. And calm is the whole point. Now we get to the action verbs. Freeze, lock, block, replace. These words are close, but they are not exactly the same. Freeze or lock usually means temporary. Many banking apps let you freeze or lock your card yourself. If the card is under your sofa or in your jacket pocket, you can freeze it while you look. If you find it, you may be able to unfreeze it. Block or cancel is stronger. It often means the card is stopped more permanently, especially if it is lost, stolen, or clearly not safe. Replace means the bank gives you a new card. Often, the new card has new card details. That means you may need to update subscriptions or automatic payments. So our first useful sentence is, can you help me freeze my card temporarily? Repeat. Can you help me freeze my card temporarily? Temporarily means for a short time, not forever. Now a B1 sentence. I think my card may have been compromised. This sounds serious, so let's explain it. Compromise means the card begins. This is mine. Maybe someone saw the number. Maybe the card was used without permission. Maybe the data was stolen somewhere. You are not saying you know exactly what happened. You are saying there may be a security problem. Break it down. I think my card may have been compromised. Altogether. I think my card may have been compromised. Altogether. I need a replacement card. Repeat. Do I need a replacement card? Repeat. And one more, because this is real life. Do I need to update my card information for automatic payments? Automatic payments are payments that happen by themselves. Phone bill, streaming service, gym membership, maybe insurance. If your card number changes, those payments may need an update. So the action path is simple. If I am unsure, freeze the card temporarily. If the card is lost, stolen, or compromised, ask about a replacement card if the card number changes. I am not pant. I am pausing the card, checking the transaction, and asking for the next step. Now we prepare the message to the bank. I want you to imagine you are not speaking yet. You are just writing notes before a call or chat. This is a good habit. When money is involved, your brain can jump around. So write 4 details first. Amount, $48.90. Date, today. Merchant, SQ Star Brookside. Status, pending. Now we turn those notes into a simple report. Sentence once. Einen. I'm calling because I don't recognize a transaction on my account. Sentence 2. The amount is $48.90. Sentence 3. It says pending, and the merchant name is SQ Star Brookside. Sentence 4. Can you help me check whether I should freeze my card or dispute the charge? Let's say the whole report together. Hi, I'm calling because I don't recognize a transaction on my account. The amount is $48.90. It says pending, and the merchant name is SQ Star Brookside. Can you help me check whether I should freeze my card or dispute the charge? That is the core of the episode. 4 sentences. Problem, details, status, action. If you are using chat support, the same report works as a message. You do not need a different style. Just write clearly. Now, you may hear or see bank language like this. This transaction is still pending. It hasn't posted yet. We can't help you file a debt. We may need to issue a replacement card. Please monitor your account for additional transactions. Those are not new characters in our story. They are lines you may hear from support. I want your ears to recognize them. Monitor your account means keep checking it. Additional transactions means more transactions after this one. So if they say, please monitor your account, you can answer, okay, I will monitor my account for additional transactions. That might sound formal, but it is useful. It repeats their instruction and shows you understand. Now we need one phrase that makes you sound calm and careful. So, just to make sure I understand. That phrase is coming next. So, just to make sure I understand. This is one of the most powerful phrases in service English. It works at the bank, the doctor's office, the apartment office, the airport, and even at work. It means I am going to repeat the information in my own words, and you can correct me if I am wrong. Say it slowly. So, just to make sure I understand. Again. So, just to make sure I understand. Again. So, just to make sure I understand. Again. So, just to make camp. So, just to make sure I understand. this transaction is still pending. Another one. So, just to confirm, it has not posted yet. Again. So, just to confirm, it has not posted yet. Another. So, just to make sure I understand, my card is frozen, not cancelled. That last one matters. Frozen and cancelled are different. If the card is frozen, it may be temporary. If it is cancelled, you may need a new one. Confirm. Now, why one more, Edablik? A bank may say, we need to verify your identity. That can be normal. Verify your identity means prove you are the account holder. They might ask for your name, date of birth, part of your address, or other safe account questions through an official channel. But, and this is a big but, verify your identity is not the same as read me the code from your phone. A verification code, sometimes called a one-time code or OPP, is a code sent to you to protect your account. A stranger on the phone should not ask you to read it to them. A fake text may ask you to type it into a link. Do not do that. Useful sentence. I don't share verification codes over the phone. Repeat. I don't share verification codes over the phone. And the safer action sentence. I'd rather call the bank directly. Again. I'd rather call the bank directly. This is calm English. Not rude. Not dramatic. Now we need the word dispute. Dispute is a formal word. In banking, to dispute a charge means to challenge it and ask the bank to investigate. You are saying, I believe this charge is wrong, unauthorized, or needs to be reviewed. Repeat. I'd like to dispute this charge. Again. I'd like to dispute this charge. Again. I'd like to dispute this charge. But remember, dispute is not a magic refund button. It starts a process. The bank may ask for dias. They may ask if you contact. They may tell you to wait until a pending transaction posts before opening a formal dispute. Procedures can vary. That is why we ask, not assume. Here are 3 useful questions. Should I contact the merchant first? Can I dispute this while it is still pending? Is there a deadline to report this? Repeat the third one. Is there a deadline to report this? Deadline means the last day or time you can do something. Banking deadlines can matter, and they can be different depending on where you live and what kind of account or card you have. So do not guess. Ask your bank. Now let's separate 3 words again. Suspicious. It looks strange. Unauthorized. I did not allow it. Fraud. Dishonest or illegal activity. If you are not tried, say, this looks suspicious, and I don't recognize it. If you are more sure, say, I don't believe I authorized this charge. If the bank asks you to describe the problem, use both. The transaction looks suspicious, and I don't believe I authorized it. That is a strong B1 sentence. It is clear, serious, and still controlled. Now in my story, I am not going to declare victory. I do not know yet whether the charge will disappear, post, or become a dispute. Real banking problems do not always finish inside one neat podcast scene. But my English goal is already successful. I can explain what I tea. But my he's, I can protect my card, and I can confirm the next step. That is the real win for today. Now, the security pause. After I froze my card, imagine I get a text message. It says, your card has been blocked. Click here to verify your account. There is a link. The message looks urgent. Maybe it even uses my bank's name. This is the moment where simple English protects you. I do not click the link. I do not reply. I do not call the phone number in the message. I open my banking app directly, or I use the official number on my card or bank website. The sentence is, I'd rather call the bank directly. Repeat. I'd rather call the bank directly. Another. I don't click links in suspicious messages. Repeat. I don't click links in suspicious messages. Another. I never share my verification code. This one is the golden rule. Say it like you mean it. I never share my verification code. Again, I never share my verification code. If someone calls and says, I am from the fraud department, read me the code, you can say, I don't share verification codes over the phone. I'll call the bank directly. That line is polite but firm. Now a tiny listening check. Not a test, just a safety check. What should Theo never share? His verification code. What should Theo do instead of clicking a strange link? Call the bank directly or open the app directly. Good. And one more phrase you may hear, account alert, an account alert, an account alert, and then it is a patch him account. Maybe a low balance, a large transaction, or possible fraud. Alerts can be helpful, but scammers can copy the style of alerts, so the action stays the same. Use the app directly, not the link in the message. Let's practice the full safety line. I don't click links in suspicious messages, and I never share my verification code. I'd rather call the bank directly. Again, slower. I don't click links in suspicious messages, and I never share my verification code. I'd rather call the bank directly. That is calm safety English. Let's do the word tour. 10 words and phrases. No long lecture. Just meaning, one sentence and a repeat. 1. Transaction. Any movement of money in your account. I don't recognize this transaction. Repeat. I don't recognize this transaction. Treat. I don't recognize this transaction. 2. Pending. Started, but not final. Is this transaction still pending? Repeat. Is this transaction still pending? 3. Posted. Final on the account. Has it posted yet? Repeat. Has it posted yet? 4. Available balance. The money you can probably use right now. My available balance is lower than I expected. Repeat. My available balance is lower than I expected. 5. Charge. Money taken for a purchase or service. I don't recognize this charge. Repeat. I don't recognize this charge. 6. Fee. Money paid because of a service, rule, or penalty. I was charged a fee. Repeat. I was charged a fee. 7. Merchant. The business connected to the transaction. I don't recognize the merchant name. Repeat. I don't recognize the merchant name. 8. Freeze. Temporarily stop the card. Can you freeze my card temporarily? Repeat. Can you freeze my card temporarily? Repeat. Can you freeze my card temporarily? 9. Dispute. Formally challenge a charge. I'd like to dispute this charge. Repeat. I'd like to dispute this charge. 10. Verification code. A code used to protect your account. I never share my verification code. Repeat. I never share my verification code. Repeat. I never share my verification code. Now pronunciation. Transaction. Transarchi-tion. The stress is in the middle. Available. Available. Do not swallow the middle. Plust. Post. The ed is pronounced. Charged. Charged. One strong ending. Fraud. One syllable. Fraud, fee and free. Different. A fee costs money. Free means no cost. Fee, free, fee, free, fee, free. Now one shadowing line. Listen first. I don't recognize this transaction. It is still pending, and my available balance is lower than I expected. Now say it with me. I don't recognize this transaction. It is still pending, and my available balance is lower than I expected. Good. That line alone can carry you through the first minute of a banking conversation. Final output challenge. 1 situation. 4 sentences. You open your banking app. You see a charge for $48.90. The merchant name looks strange. It says pending. You do not recognize it. You want to ask the bank what to do. First, listen to my version. Hi, I'm calling because I don't recognize a transaction on my account. The amount is $48.90. It says pending, and I don't recognize the merchant name. Can you help me check whether I should freeze my card or dispute the charge? Now your turn. Say it out loud. Do not just listen. Speaking is the practice. Hi, I'm calling because I don't recognize a transaction on my account. The amount is $48.90. It says pending, and I don't recognize the merchant name. Can you help me check whether I should freeze my card or dispute the charge? Now a B1 upgrade. So, just to make sure I understand, the transaction has not posted yet. and my card is frozen temporarily. Repeat. So, just to make sure I understand, the transaction has not posted yet, and my card is frozen temporarily. Beautiful. That is not beginner English. That is calm adult English. Let's recap the action path. Read the transaction, amount, date, merchant, status. Check the balance, especially available balance. Ask if it is pending or posted. Freeze the card if you need to protect it. Ask whether to dispute the charge. Use official channels and never share your verification code. The most important sentence today was, I don't recognize this transaction. The most useful confirmation phrase was, so, just to make sure I understand. And the safety sentence was, I'd rather call the bank directly. If you want to practice in the comments, write one sentence. I don't recognize this transaction. Then change one word. Transwank. If you I payment. See how the meaning changes. This was Pocket English Daily. I am Theo. Keep your English calm. Keep your questions clear. And when the app makes your brain loud, slow down, read the screen, and start with one good sentence.
An unfamiliar charge. What's going on? Pending status. It's going down. Freeze action activated. That's better.
Don't risk the shortcuts. The official bank path keeps your account secure, verified, and always protected.